Hello. Welcome in, everyone. How we doing tonight? Leo, Uberman, Red Nut. Glad to see all you in chat today. No, I'm not making Tostones tonight. As much as they are a staple of Plantains, I thought I might try and avoid those actually tonight, since they are the thing that you see made, essentially like banana chips, but made with plantains. Welcome back. Welcome back. I already got a number of you already joining in the Stream Raiders. Got a new theme going now. Made me reload everything. Let's see. What do we need to get going tonight? Oh, no worries, Huberman. You're in here quite regularly. Hopefully everything's alright. Hopefully your world's not too turned upside down. Almost tempted to go for another one of those. I've just been energy drained. I mean, I was complaining about it, I think, on Sunday. I've just been blah. But actually, we don't even need the oil out here tonight. I went and grabbed oil because we need oil for fish and chips, and just left it out there just without even thinking that, oh, plantains, we're going to be doing frying, right? Actually, tonight we're not. We're going to start with chopping some shrooms. See how dried out these are. These are farmers market locally raised shiitakes, so a little bit different than the typical ones you find in the store. They're a little bit more poofy. Glad to hear everything's been remedied. We'll remove our stems here. I don't really think of shiitakes and plantains really going together too much. We're going to try and pair them together here using chicken as glue. But I think of shiitakes as being a little bit more Asian, and plantains being a little bit more almost tropical. Actually, that's a bit fine for what I want to do, I think. How big do I want to chop these? Yeah, let's do something like that. We'll throw this with the stems. Don't use the stems a lot of the time with my cooking, especially when we're doing something high heat like this. Like we're gonna braise them, but we're gonna sear them first. And the stems, you get all the, it's got like all the fiber. It's got all the, if there is connective tissue there to be called connective tissue, it's where all of it is, because you got to think about that's what's holding that mushroom cap up. It's what's forcing it up through the ground. So all the real meat is there. This is the fatty, yummy part that's designed to make us all want to eat them. But I keep the stems around for stock, for soup, for anything along that line. Because anything where you're going to puree it in or you're going to bubble it away, if you want to throw it in with your pan sauces or something like that, give it a little mushroom flavor. Great uses for that, but you don't really want to saute them and eat them as they are. They just got too much bite to them. There's too much to them. Set this off to the side here. We're going to have to boil these. Actually, we'll do that on the two sides here. Plantains, just like potatoes, any other really starchy food. You can boil them, you can bake them, you can fry them. Huberman was open for from Tostones, some fried plantains. I am not going there tonight. We're gonna have mashed plantains with our chicken dish. And I'm going to do a play on Bananas Foster, but using plantains. So we're going to have to start by boiling these, which means we need water boiling. I need water. Glad it looks like we got two decent looking plantains here. I was a little worried about this one being messed up on the one end. I cut a little bit more off of it there, but well, if you just look at the recipes for eggplant, like 90% of them, they're hiding what eggplant is. It's like, let's fry it and then slather it in tomato sauce as a Parmesan. Onion and garlic thyme. No worries, Huberman. You're not that random. I can maybe guess whose stream you're hanging out with, but... What you excited for Plantains tonight? Or you got something else to celebrate tonight? Why, hello there. Welcome in, Miss Lisa Fish. How goes your evening? Trying to think of... Yeah. Nice, Superman. It's a good thing to be excited about. Trying to think of another Jurassic Park character. I was going to ask you if it was what kind of a night it was, whether it's a Goldblum night or a I spaced on any other characters, any other actors, and but I guess I could say is it a Goldblum night or a Hanks night? Deep Purple's alright. I'm not some big fanatic. I'm not being too fancy with this. It's gonna stew away in the chicken dish. Wine and conversation, but only cranberry and work product. Ugh. Hopefully the cranberry juice is just around home because it's convenient to be around. Speaking of wine, I'm sort of like craving wine too. I didn't really plan one for tonight. Yeah, let's do some rosé. Do some light rosé de Pinot Noir tonight. Angeline of Sonoma, I think. And I didn't realize that I didn't have the board zoomed up there that whole time. Well, it's based out of Santa Rosa, but they're only claiming California on the label, so it could be from anywhere. Let's see, I think this is dirty. Yep. We'll give that a minute. No worries, Miss Lisa Face. We're doing a rosé tonight. I decided last minute here, since you were telling me you were craving wine. I sort of am too. We got a battle to run here. See how we do on this first map of this new season of Stream Raiders. New season. That was quick. I turned around and turned back. We were done. Buttercup getting all those kills and assists too. One-man army. Decent rewards. There are some gold and scrolls there. Let's see who gets some. Edgy Hercules and Red Nut, congrats. I chose the bottom route here since I saw several chests here. Starting with this one right here. And I'm going to put my warrior up here. Or my tank up here. We're going to need a little tanking power regardless of where we are. But the rogues will rush to the back anyways. See how we do in 30 minutes. Getting there with those. We want to make sure they're nice and soft and cooked through. Since these are very starchy, we give them a little bit longer of a lower cook. We're going to break down some of that starch into sweet and yummy sugars and hopefully be a bit more sweet, a bit more interesting than just meh starch. What's new this week? Well, I haven't started a new Discord vote here. I need to start this week's Discord vote. For Wednesday, March 31st. And what do we have for our next up ingredients? Start at the top down here. Well, actually, I don't think we have any 4s. Let's do a quick scan for 4s. Oh, we do have a 4. We have a couple of 4s. Vegemite versus kosher pickles. I was not expecting those two to just take off. So I guess we're doing that right away. Is that how it's spelled? Is it V-E-G-E? Just happen to have some over here. V-E-G-E. I was worried there was maybe a V-G-I. Let's do a nice boil. I'm going to let that sit. Oh, what do we got here? I guess we go with this. What type of pickles was it again? Dill pickles? Kosher pickles. Which are essentially just dill pickles. Oh, we gotta go with the... There you go. Feel free to make your vote for next week's challenge. And also coming up this week, we have Friday. I'm going to be doing fish and chips. I should have just about everything in the house for that now. Trying to remember if I forgot. Might want to get some other pickles for that. But fish and chips on Friday. And then on Sunday, I'm going to try my hand at making crepes at home for the first time to start with, and then I'm going to try and turn them into chimichangas just for the fun of it. So that's what's going to happen on Sunday. I wish I could. Here you go. Twist top. Summer drinking stuff. I haven't even thought on what I want to do for fillings for that. I mean, I do have some Greek yogurt still around. I don't know how well it'll be still looking by that point. Nice pink color, rose color. Salmon color. Yeah, it's not for. It's more pink than salmon. And as usual, as I found here with Rosés of Pinot Noir, this one's another one right there. There's a ton of minerality on that nose. There's also do we have both wood and stainless with this? Yeah, I wasn't really... There is wood, it's really light. I think it's all stainless. Vibrant with bright notes of wild strawberry, peach, and tart cherry with floral and citrus. Mm-mm. Cheers, everyone. That's light, that's crisp. It's making my mouth water. It's acidic. Yeah, that's a great summer wine. I'd enjoy that out. Maybe too sweet, maybe? But otherwise, it really hits all those summertime notes. Maybe a little too sweet, though. Because I don't know, with me, wines get too sweet. I like sweet things. Don't get me wrong, but they just get too heavy. I don't know how to properly describe it, but they weigh on you if you drink a lot of them in the summertime. At least with me, I don't really enjoy really sugary things. Sure, but I can just do this. That work for you? I'm going to move this off to the second burner. Actually, don't even have the third cam up, so no one can see what's going on there. You got our plantains that have been boiling away. Actually, I'm going to put those up top here. Melt down some chicken stock over here. We'll use some of that for our sauce with our chicken braise, and maybe some of that with our plantain mash.
Cheers.
Thank you, Miss Lisa Face. I appreciate that resub. 3 months already. 3 months. Time flies. So we got our chicken legs and thighs from earlier in the week. We got the tenderloins in here too. I'll toss those in there too. We're gonna start with these though. Why does this camera seem so finicky to me right now? Do I just not have enough room that way? I guess so. Okay, so we're going to dry these off. We got some nice clean paper towel right here.
Chefia 1 hi Chefia 1 chef Chefia 1 MSG Chefia 1 yum.
Thank you for that resub, Chocolate for Healing. So we got that going. We're going to have to salt these, give these a little pepper. I'm doing lovely. How have you been? I think it's been a minute since I've seen you around. Hopefully life has been treating you well. Hey, Suki. Welcome in. Minerals. Not so much on the palate is much more light, sweet fruit, acidic fruit. It's just really on the nose. You get all that stainless and all that mineral. Uneventful. Started off early and walked out to the supermarket, and picked up the last couple of things, and namely the plantains. Otherwise, it's been pretty boring, actually. But I'm here and having fun. We got some chicken that I'm about to start searing here. We got garlic, red onion, some shiitake mushroom. Gonna sear these all up, give this a braise, allow them to cook and come out nice and juicy. We got plantains back here on the back of the stove, which is our ingredient of the evening. That's been boiled and they're sitting there in the hot water. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome in. Thank you, Metro, for that raid. How is everyone? I was just done saying that had a rather uneventful day, but here and having fun. We're doing plantains for our ingredient challenge this evening. I've already got them boiled and hanging out here in the back of the stove. Going to be doing both mashed plantains and plantains Foster. So that should be fun. That's our main plan for the evening. Also going to be doing some braised chicken with shiitake mushrooms. So welcome in. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. I noticed you were doing some art earlier, Metro. What were we working on? Everyone should give Metro a follow if you aren't already. Lovely gaming and content creator. Someone else with a little gray hair. His seems to be growing in a little bit more elegantly than mine. Nice. Decent amount of oil in the pan. A little bit more with our chicken searing. Welcome in, Entropy. Hey, Zen Mobius. Midget Hedgehog. Welcome in, everyone. Sipping on little rosé Pinot Noir. Light, bright, crisp, acidic. Perhaps a bit too sweet, but otherwise a great maybe summertime drinker. Yep, not quite as much apple juice as that Riesling I had last week. But yeah, adult apple juice. That Riesling I had last week, that $4 bottle of Riesling was absolutely alcoholic sugar water. Yeah, I don't know if Metro's gonna love Friday's stream, but I'm doing some proper fish and chips here on Friday. I'm going to be doing fish and chips on Friday. Sunday, I'm going to be doing crepes, and I'm going to try and do fried crepes or crepachungas. My own, I don't know, stupidity, brilliance. We'll see how that works out. Nice. I've got the malt vinegar. Gonna make my own tartar sauce, although I'm doubting anyone from the UK really approves of that. And I'm thinking I'm gonna do potato wedges and just do them in the oven. Not gonna be doing like fried potato chips. And yeah, maybe we'll do up some buttery peas too. And of course the beer battered cod, which I have in the freezer already frozen, waiting for us. It's been a while, probably a year since I've done fish and chips. And it's one of the few fish dishes that I'm like, yeah, I really enjoy doing this. Let me close the bedroom door. Make sure we don't set any smoke alarms off. Now I'm going to turn the fan on low here because I am starting to sweat with all the boiling liquids and all the steam around. Yeah, the thing that I want to try though when it comes to English food is the proper sauce that they put that they put with their meat pies. And it's a seafood sauce that they put with their meat pies. I'm forgetting it off the top of my head, but I want to try like a authentic version of that sauce. Look it up, Metro. It's old school. I mean, you gotta think. It's the UK. They're surrounded by water. They have nothing but seafood to. They're on an island. It's not like they're growing tons of beef. They're not raising tons of cattle. What they are, they're probably importing. Okay, I was just defrosting the chicken stock, so I'm going to shut that off now. I sort of agree. Actually, I'm almost wondering if I can find a midget cow now. Like I still haven't done anything about getting my next butchering project here for stream. And now I came across the fact that we have people raising mini cattle. And they raise mini cattle for beef primarily. Like, you can raise a mini cow and slaughter it, and it'd be a decent amount of meat for about a year for a family. Well, have you seen those photos? They've got some photos of. We've bred some pretty weird cattle over the years. Like there's cattle that have deformities that look like they're pure muscle. I mean, ridiculously like World's Gym muscle cow. No, it's not a good meat cow, and it wasn't hormones, it was genetics. Although I'm sure it's not even so much hormones, it's that we're getting into such a gray area between natural food and putting antibiotics and the equivalent to antibiotics in our animal feed. We feed way more antibiotics to the stuff we eat than to what we actually put in ourselves. Well, that's sort of the thing, Midget, is they keep playing with the laws, bouncing back and forth, regardless of really where you are in major meat production. They're saying, okay, this is medicine, you can't put it in food, and then they find 3 other natural alternatives that they put in feed in instead. And that's really where a lot of the growth in as far as meat production is right now, is in all these natural food companies. But yeah, the UK and Europe both seem to have... They seem to be doing a much better job in both food regulation and internet regulation, in my mind. The US is just falling way too far behind in properly regulating its companies. Okay, we got some decent color here. That's all we were really looking for with our chicken here. But it's obviously not cooked through. That's still looking pink through there. So we got a nice hot pan. Turn the flame back on, but down a bit lower than before. Grab our bench scraper. Go with garlic first. Then with our mushrooms. Give this all a good stir up. Hit those with a bit of salt. That's a little too low for those mushrooms. A little too high for our garlic. We have too much cheap, easily attainable meat, and people don't properly appreciate what they're eating. We really need to be... I don't agree with a lot of the alternative meats that we have coming out either. But I do think that we could greatly expand our free range, our properly pastured raised meats. It's just economics. It's more economics than it is people. People want their $2 milk, $1 milk. People want their 99-cent hamburger. without thinking that it's been a 99-cent hamburger my entire life. Or, you know, Little Caesars Pizza has been a $5 pizza for 20 years. What else has stayed constant with these prices like food has in anything else? I mean, look at the price of housing compared to food. About the only thing that it's also stayed stable with is minimum wage. Red Nut, that's why I'm here in California, a large part. I mean, I can buy direct from farms for the most part. Like, it's about my only way that it's feasible to be buying meat at a reasonable rate. Is you buy yourself a quarter or a half, or like I did a whole pig earlier this last year, and break it down. They're actually working on, here in Northern California, on a co-op between local small meat producers to come up with their own slaughter facility. Because it's less that farmers aren't willing to raise things pasture raised, it's that they're all sending it, the vast majority of cattle is raised on pasture. It's that last 6 weeks of its life when they ship it off to a CAFO, or one of these centralized, well, CAFO, a centralized feeding operation, or where they send their cattle essentially to be slaughtered. They sit there and wait for about 6 weeks being fed nothing but heavy grain, and then they're, put on an assembly line. And that's how roughly 80%, 85% of the meat in America is handled. When you're paying for pasture raised, you're really paying for keeping it on pasture for 6 weeks. Yeah, it's a whole red onion. It was maybe a bit much, but we got some mushrooms in there. We got some garlic in there. I'm going to add some chicken stock now to deglaze. Add a little vino since we have a bottle open. And we'll add our chicken back in. And turn that way down. We'll just let that simmer here for, let's add a little more stock. There we go. We'll let that simmer here for better part of another 2 hours or so. Hey, Dinner with Mom, welcome back. Welcome in. That would be an amazing soup. You just strip all the chicken off of the meat and Maybe add some more water. It's going to be a little thick. We're going to allow this to simmer a bit longer. Might add a little more flavor in there as far as some other accent notes. Maybe a little, I don't know. It's pretty good as it is right now, though. But definitely a little more pepper before we finish up. But that's pretty much set here. We got our plantains, which are pretty much set. So we're hanging out. We're chilling. Let's do, let's pull this off onto second burner here. And I have those tenderloins. I'm going to put some color on and then add into this. For anyone just joining in up here, we have our plantains that have been boiled, and they're just hanging out in some hot food. Some thyme, some fennel, yeah. I'm not a huge licorice fan. Thyme definitely, but I don't have any fresh thyme. I have some dried thyme, but I don't know if I really want to throw that in there. You definitely got some chives, but I was going to save those for garnish. And we got dill, but that's more for fish and chips. Let's say I agree on the thyme, but don't have it. Was that a pun? Who knows? I most certainly am out of time. Why is that so cold still? Why didn't I turn that pan up higher? Oh, you should have seen the dad joke I pulled last night on Twitter. It's in my responses. Someone was saying that they were so craving poutine. I told them to stop your poutine. Oh, I still didn't remember. I forgot to fix the scramble. Sorry, everyone. The scramble will return. So out of curiosity, do we have any viewers of No Pixel? here? Any GTI roleplay fans? It seems to be one of the... I mean, you got X playing, you've got Hassan playing, you've got several big names playing. Trying to remember who all else is sort of like big Twitch names that are playing No Pixel right now. I'm sort of doing these just because I have them. I didn't use them the other night. We'll throw them in with the thighs. Well, if you're familiar with GTA or Grand Theft Auto 5, No Pixel is a roleplay server, so they're not playing the normal game, they're role-playing. And it's a private server that's been around for like 5 or 6 years now, and so you've got characters that have got really developed timelines that have been around for years. And they've essentially remodded the entire game to make it into a role-playing game where you have people running businesses, you have people doing all sorts of stuff. It's not just cops and robbers. Thank you, Hooverman. I'm enjoying it. It's a nice, light, summery, springy, perhaps a little too sweet for that sitting on a beach sort of a thing, but otherwise I would say this is a great summer wine. Bright, acidic flavors. As they said, you can get hints of strawberry and peach and cherry, which are all listed on their label there. It's a pretty good wine. Nice color on that. So we'll just toss those in here as well to simmer away with everything else. Someone burnt his finger. That's my third burn of the year. That's 2 more this year than last year. Yep, that's going to show up a bit later. But again, I've been enjoying just about... I don't know if I've had any Rosé Pinot Noirs that I haven't thought were nice, easy drinking, minerally, summer bright wines. They've all been great for that. Tons of minerals. Minerals in this are all in the nose along with the stainless. Yep, we got first one of the year, second one of the year, and now we're going to have the third one of the year. I went and caught myself. We're going to have to let this chicken simmer here for a better part of an hour, and I don't have much else to fill in here. What else are we gonna do? Let's do a little flatbread. Let's make some yeast flatbread real quick. Thank you for reminding me of Stream Raiders. I've been spacing on Stream Raiders here the last 2 streams. Just like completely forgetting that it's there. Victory. Dun, dun, dun. McMargo getting those kills. I'm helping out with the assists. Entropy and Midget Hedgehog with the rewards. Congrats. And we're going to stay at the bottom row here. I'm going to put my tank here. Maybe we can build out over here and sort of forget that this exists. So we'll go back to making some flatbread. Do a little more garlic. I don't like using garlic the way most of these flatbread recipes work. I'm gonna do my garlic and I'm gonna infuse it with a little oil and then mix it in with everything else. That way you get that oil throughout the entire flatbread, and so you get that garlic flavor throughout it too. That's 3 cloves, not 2. Oh. Welcome, Raiders. Glad to have ya. Thank you for that raid, Miss Ruby. What were we cooking tonight? For anyone else here in stream, all my regulars, Miss Ruby is another lovely food and drink streamer here on Twitch. Thank you for that raid. Hope you all give her a follow. She does a ton of great charity work. She's got a charity that she's formed and does all sorts of lovely stuff with that. Weird Frankenfoods. Nice. Well, we're on my challenge night. Every Wednesday I have I keep a weekly vote going in my Discord. We go over my Discord here. Can show everyone this week's vote that I just started here. We've got this week's vote is going to be between Vegemite and kosher pickles. So next Wednesday, I'll have to use either Vegemite or kosher pickles to make both dinner and dessert. We'll run the vote until Monday, and then next Wednesday we'll have the challenge. Tonight we're doing plantains. And so I've already boiled off 2 plantains back here. They're sort of a little hard to see here on the stove here, but they've been chilling out in the hot water back here. I'm going to turn those into both a plantains Foster, sort of like a play on bananas Foster, but with plantains. Sorry, I don't know if you saw that. We got plantains back here. And I've boiled those off already. Gonna turn those into mashed plantains with our shiitake and braised chicken. And then do a plantains Foster. So that's my challenge ingredient for the night. We've done a whole bunch of this. This is 25th or so week. We've done corn dogs, green beans, black garlic, a whole bunch of different seasoning mixes, charcoal, crickets, KFC, a whole bunch of different ones in the past. Anyone who wants to join into the Discord, I'll give you permissions after the stream. And then we have the ingredient suggestions here. I gotta delete the kosher pickles and Vegemite suggestions. But you're welcome to make your own suggestions for future weeks here. Welcome in. Glad to have everyone. Thank you for all these lovely follows. Wow, Jeffrey Wolf, Ifomas, Noob, Max Peck, Miss Ruby, Master Pablo. Thank you for all those lovely follows. I stream here on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. As I was explaining, we do the ingredient challenges on Wednesdays. Fridays and Sundays, I just sort of do what suits my fancy, what's interesting, what's fun to do. Maybe there's a monthly theme going on with someone, or I do a lot of national holidays. Drink a little wine here on stream. Do a fair number of supermarket wines. I live here in Sonoma County, and so we got lots of wine around. Drinking a rather light, bright, almost like if it didn't have the sugar it does, I would say this would be like the perfect summer wine. But it's light, bright. It's got some stainless steel to it. It's got some minerality in the nose, and the palate is all light, bright fruit. I'm quite enjoying this one. And this one's out of Sonoma County, but it's a California wine, so they could be sourcing the grapes from all over the state. Rosé Pinot Noir. I've been having a lot of good luck with the Rosé Pinot Noirs as far as light, bright, lots of minerality, which when it comes to white wines or rosés, I'm a big fan of minerality. When it comes to the darker wines, like these ones over here, I like much deeper, darker, heavier. Yeah, I still got some black garlic around. If I don't spill everything on my shelf over trying to grab it. But yeah, we still got some large cloves. I guess they sell them in large cloves too, not just your typical garlic clove. You're from New York, or I've lived in New York. I lived in what most New Yorkers would call upstate, but I don't really think so. I spent about a year and a half, about 3 years, up near Poughkeepsie at the Culinary Institute in New York. Before moving out here to California. Originally from the Midwest. But hopefully everyone's having a lovely evening. I was just going on. We got our chicken braising. We got our plantains pretty much set. So the majority of our dinner's actually already pretty much there. I was going to start a quick batch of yeast flatbread here for something to keep the stream going. And yeah, so that's where we are right now. Gonna take the chicken stock off of the burner there. That's been off the heat for a while, so I'm not worried about that being too warm. And we're gonna add a little olive oil and simmer this garlic in the olive oil for our bread. Low flame, we're not really looking to get any color on the garlic. We just wanted to cook it and fuse this oil. We need some herbage for this too. Let's add some green in here. Come here, parsley. Parsley's been in the fridge a minute. I don't know how beautiful this is going to be. That's not looking too bad. That's actually looking pretty good for... I think it's been in the fridge for a better part of a week now. Welcome in, Jeffrey. Glad to have you. Not being super careful. We get a couple of stems in our bread, no one's gonna notice, but it's something I would avoid if I was doing like a straight up garnish. That's a piece of weed. Not that type of weed. what time here? I live in Sonoma County, Northern California, so it's Pacific time here. It is currently, just a little before 6. Yep, we got flat leaf parsley. Or Italian. No curly leaf here. No cilantro tonight either. Not afraid of cilantro, but doesn't really fit the theme. If I was making stock anytime soon, I'd save these stems for that, but I'm not, so they're going in the compost. Did make stock here on stream at the end of last month. The 28th, I did a 12-hour stream and made a whole bunch of lovely bags of this stuff, or homemade chicken stock. Do that regularly here on stream for anyone that's new in. Also do fair amount of, well, for a single person, fair amount of butchery. I butchered a whole pig here last summer, and I still have some of that in my chest freezer over here, but I am due to probably get myself something else to break apart. What do you call it in Australia? Coriander? Normally have a international world word scramble going on here in chat, so that we get little words going here and there. It's broke the last 3 streams. I haven't been able to get to fixing it, but it's often a good starter of international terms for foods. Conversation starter. To be honest, I don't know the origin of cilantro. I know typically it's just the herb that they call cilantro, and then the seeds are, at least here in the States, you'll find the seeds labeled as coriander. You'll find coriander seasoning powder, but when you go to buy the herb in the store, it's cilantro. Thank you for that follow, Zim. Welcome in. We got our garlic just slowly simmering back here with a small flame underneath it. Gonna add a bit of salt to that. More than we need for this project, but that's gonna be the salt for our flatbread as well. So we might as well add a little seasoning powder as well, not just salt. Or MSG. We love MSG here. And some pepper. Just a little pepper. Yep. We love MSG here. Also in the oil, we're going to add a little onion powder. A little garlic powder, since garlic powder is going to give you slightly different flavors than just straight fresh garlic. So we'll go light on that, but garlic powder's in there as well. Anything else? A little hit of cayenne. More for palate cleanser, more for and that heat shock than actually trying to make anything spicy. If you add a little bit of cayenne or you add a little bit of any of these hot peppers, hot spices, in small amounts, they act much the way that a lot of acids do and will help with the palate cleanse or sort of shock your senses and allow you to move on to the next flavor or next interesting thing. Thank you for that follow, Jay and Frankie. We'll toss all that in with our flour here. Lay in all of our parsley. Have a good one, Jeffrey. Thanks for stopping by. Add some fresh yeast to the party. Not going to be shy with the amount of yeast. And let's see how much water we want to add. Is it 50%? Is it not quite 50%? Okay. About 3/4 of a cup of water. Let's give this a decent stir up here. Give everything off the sides here. Make sure it's all incorporated. We'll just give this a light kneading until it comes together as a dough. So we'll just allow that to hang out, rest, rise a little bit. we'll come back to that in a little bit here. How are we looking in our stream readers? Another 7 minutes. Okay, I'm going to take a quick AFK here until we get our next stream readers battle, and then we'll come back and work on our plantains and see how our bread is rising. Just allow you to take a look at that, remember where that is, see how this looks here in 7 to 10 minutes. And I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
3, 2, 1, blast. Heat up. Common ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel up.
All set.
Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! There it goes!
Yes, you can begin to develop your own ideal countdown. It is a real electronic missile base. You set the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as the giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's wonderful! It's ideal!
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
But did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
But why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
Have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need. The easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy. Ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all. The rest stays really fresh, moist and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test new square package with handy ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open. Simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
It is the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's the General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what it is. The knock-in base is the lowest you'll ever see. So take care of the 36-ounce blending capacity. The non-fill lid is really smart for blending convenience comes apart. And it's no ingredients, if you will. Look no flash, see no spill. Put them all together, I know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why, it's only 10 1/2 inches high. Store easily on the counter or on the shelf. There's a thousand things you can make yourself. Make party a family of 8. Make ice cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 and 1/2 inches high?
A pleasure, Milton. In just a moment we'll see how well Milton does at the Pentagon. But if you want to see busy hands at your house, just you offer this lively Christmas party dip that's so good to serve with king-size Fritos corn chips. Just follow the recipe right on the Fritos package. Of course, it calls for the famous Philadelphia brand cream cheese. An 8-ounce packet, which we blended with 2 tablespoons of milk till it's nice and smooth, like so. Then come 2 tablespoons of Kraft cream-style horseradish for zesty flavor, a 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and finally a dash of salt. And we'll blend our Philly mixture again. And when party time comes, let the folks enjoy this wonderful Philly horseradish dip with crisp king-size Fritos. There are those busy hands. Just remember, you make the best tasting dips with the freshest tasting cream cheese you can buy. Philadelphia brand cream cheese, made only by Kraft.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender, quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food. Or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none-such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none-such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for Movie Week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
Okay. So we got an ad running for non-subs, and then we'll do our Stream Raiders battle. Yeah, horse meat really seems to be only really like a American thing where we have an issue with horse meat. I don't really have an issue with it. I mean, animals die, you gotta do something with the meat. They eat it in most of the rest of the world. Here in the United States, we mostly just export it to Mexico. Which, yeah, we do actually send dead horses to Mexico to be slaughtered. Because we aren't willing to do it here in the States. No worries, Miss Lisa Face. What are we working on these days? Are we talking working on art projects or work? Or just cleaning up around home work? Yeah, horse meat. My problem with a lot of agriculture is that people care about animals that they have like this emotional attachment to. I mean, horses are great. I mean, and they're smart animals. But as I said before, it's they do die. Are you just gonna let the meat go to waste? Oh yeah, I love the red nut. I love the cottage cheese, moist and creamy. A clubhouse for a new subdivision. Oh, okay. That sounds fun. Let's run our battle. I think we got this. Easy win. Victory. Red Nut getting those kills. Entropy with the scroll. Congrats. Edgy Hercules getting those assists. On to the next. Ooh, we got Sherman. I'm just going to put my tank here in the center. Let everyone else figure it out. And we'll run this in 30 minutes, if I remember. And there's our dough, which I squished down once already while we were sitting here waiting. We got our chicken still simmering away back here. I'm going to add a bit more water here. Anyone who may have joined in, I think anyone here from Miss Ruby's raid didn't see me put this together. We got a combination of sauteed garlic, shiitake mushroom, red onion, decent amount of red onion, chicken thighs, and then I had a couple of chicken tenderloins left over, and so I seared those off too. And those are just hanging out here too. They're probably getting well overcooked, but I'll live with that. And so we're just allowing this to continue to simmer until this chicken is like fall apart. That needs another probably close to an hour here. We got our plantains that are just chilling out in the water back here. And our flatbread, which I'm going to give another couple of folds here too. And then I'm going to not even really give it time to properly develop its yeast here. We're going to get into just go ahead and cut this up and sear it off. But this is already smelling lovely. It's already nice and flexible like a good proper dough. Yeah, that's what besides the time, the juice was what spurned my idea for this. We need something to soak up some of those juices. Maybe made these center ones a little too large. Oh well. So I've done proper yeast flatbread on stream before. This definitely needs a bit longer to proof if you want to do that. I'm just making some flatbread for fun. Call that one. I'm almost through this bottle of wine if you were curious how much I'm liking this. If you notice, I'm on the last glass already. Let's throw the music back on. Forgot's the music. Grab the funnel. But I need the funnel for filtering oil on Friday when I do fish and chips. Doing fish and chips on Friday, crepes on Sunday. I'm going to try and take crepes, which is something I've never tried to make at home in the first place. And I'm going to try and turn them into chimichangas here on Friday, or on Sunday. So that's the tentative plan, just to have something fun and interesting and different to do and try. That's the whole point of this for me. I'm trying out new stuff, always expanding horizons. My interest is more in the process and trying things than in the actual food. Yeah, definitely made the big ones in the center a little too big. Oh well. Yeah, I haven't done much in the way of crepes. I haven't done... I don't know if I've ever made crepes before, like crepes. I've made thin pancakes before, but... I've certainly had crepes. I mean, I've been to a couple of places that would have some decent crepes for being in the States. But I don't think I've seen anyone try and turn a crepe into like a chimichanga or a fried burrito. I thought that might be a fun project to try, something different to do. Also randomly, occasionally do some screen printing here on stream. It's been quite a while since I've done that. We'll move that over there, do our flatbreads there. My biggest worry about doing chimichangas like that is you're already sort of cooking the pancake to begin with, and so I'm worried with it being such a thin thing that the fry is going to be too much for it. Actually, we don't need that over there. Wish I had a spray can of oil or something. I don't have any spray oils or anything like that. This is like an ideal because I want a thin layer of oil on there, but not a ton of oil. And if I remember correctly, I coated this pan pretty well, or I steamed this pan essentially last time I used it, essentially as a lid. So try and get that thin layer of oil over everything and not puddles or anything, because we don't want our bread to stick, but we also don't want a ton of oil in the pan. Am I battering them? I actually hadn't even considered that, Miss Lisa Face, because they don't typically batter a chimichanga. That's an intriguing idea. Might have to keep that in mind. I definitely want to try it without a batter, because I want to see how it, like, if we can get that, like, fried crispy spring roll like effect. But I'm sort of tempted to try battering them too now. What do you think? I sort of want to try the... There, you should hear the music now. I realized I had shut it off trying to get rid of the echo with the AFK. Sorry about the echo during the AFK. I noticed that actually at the same time, Metro was pointing it out that I had 2 volume meters in my audio mixer bouncing. Welcome in, Perkins. Little Euro Truck Sim. You doing a modded version of Euro Truck Sim? Or clean install? Popcorn sounds good, too. Nice, Perkins. Okay, we got some heat going there. We got light smoking in our pan there. We'll start with our first of our flatbreads. Ooh, I can get my tortilla holder out. Gotta have that authentic Mexican restaurant feel. Next stream we'll have Formula 1 to talk about. I'm so excited. I'm like watching all the videos I can find, and there's tons of them coming out now. I just can't wait. So many new things to the new season that I'm excited for. Would love to see how McLaren does this year. Really excited to see how, even though I'm not a giant fan of them, I'm actually interested to see how Aston Martin does this year. Want to see if Ferrari actually makes a comeback. See if Mercedes' issues in testing are really issues. I don't think they are. Nice, Perkins. Do they have... I'm not... I know a couple of people that play the simulator, but is it like... Do they have, like, major servers that are, like, 24 hours with all sorts of people playing? Or... Because most of the people I see playing is sort of like a... small individual servers, or they are privately playing all by themselves. Hey, Tahiti lady. I saw you sneak in here earlier. I didn't say anything, I don't think. But, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a lovely, lovely Wednesday. Or whatever day it may be for you. Maybe you're far east or something. I'm not quite sure where you live. Off the top of my head. Keeping in mind, I have a horrible memory. SoCal. Okay. So it's early evening for you. Thank you for that follow, Birdie. Welcome in. We'll call that good, our first flatbread here. Nice light brown coloring. Keep a lid on it so it stays nice and warm. On to number 2. We're pretty much there, Tahiti Lady. We're waiting on our chicken mostly to cook and become all nice and tender and soft. We got our plantains already boiled back here. I'm going to turn those into mashed plantains for with our chicken. That's with shiitake mushrooms and onions and garlic. And this is not naan. This is, I don't know what to really call this because it's a yeast flatbread that I haven't given enough time to proof. And so it hasn't properly developed its yeast. Got garlic, onion powder, garlic powder, fresh garlic, parsley, all sorts of flavor packed into it. Salt, MSG. I've made naan before, and actually in a tandoori oven before. That's a fun time, you know. If you're unfamiliar with a tandoori oven, am I getting that right? Is that a tandoori oven? Or is tandoori oven the triangular pointed one? Anyways, the actual oven that they typically do naan in is like an 900 degree oven. I mean, it is ridiculously hot. Your typical home oven this one goes to 525. And just Tangine is the angled one. So tandoori is probably the right one. I don't know. I'm horrible with names. But it's essentially, I mean, you stick your arm in and just with just enough time to you have these like pillows that you use with it. It's sort of like a non-burning element. You put this on you stretch this over the pillow or whatever you call it, and you stick it in there, and just in the time to put your hand down in there and stick the bread to the side of the oven, you'll lose your arm hair. It's that hot. Another nice piece. Yeah, thank you, Zen Mobius. So you're never really gonna get authentic. I mean, authentic naan is right there with like authentic pizza. You need like that outdoor brick oven or the tangine where you're actually you literally put the bread against the side of the oven and it just sticks to the side of the oven from the heat. Makes me wonder how old that type of cooking is, though. They discovered that like restaurant that they had in Pompeii that was completely preserved, and you look at that, and that's not too far. I mean, you had all these different crocks and wells with that, It wouldn't be that far of a stretch to have a fire at the bottom one of those and be sticking some sort of flour or dough mixture to the side of that. Okay, Perkins, so maybe the people I've been watching, a lot of them do modding and stuff like that, and so maybe they're sort of the outliers and they're not really joining the big servers. Are getting some nice bubbles here. I'm crushing most of them in order to try to get it to cook evenly, but bubbles are nice. Lots of veggies and protein. Learning how to cook all over again, yeah. I just had a blood test with the allergy test along with that, and so I'm sort of wondering whether I should cut back on certain things or not. I don't really have any real, like, fierce allergies, but I do have some minor food allergies. But you want to do lots of veggies and lots of protein? Yeah, I would immediately think stir-fry time. I love doing... I mean, you still get some rice going on there, but you can add all sorts of veggies in a stir-fry. All sorts of meat. Welcome in, Head Mama Bear. How we doing this evening? Hopefully you're having a lovely Wednesday. We're making a little flatbread that I decided to make since we had a little time to wait for our chicken to stew and simmer. That sounds great, Tahiti lady. Can't have rice. Ooh. That's a rough one. Rice, flour, wheat, soy. Those are like they're in everything. Good to hear, Head Mama Bear. There's all sorts. Yeah, there's couscous. There's what is the one that quinoa? I gotta use some quinoa. I've got some quinoa going bad on my shelf here that I've had for the better part of 6 months now. All sorts of grains that you can. I mean, you can substitute any of the. Well, if you're cutting out all of the starches, which it sounds like what your doctor's trying to do. That fits right in there with that. It's a high protein grain. It's nearly a full protein by itself, I think. Or it is a full protein? It either is a full protein or it's very close to one. Six grams of protein in a serving. Thank you for that sub, Pina the 808. How's Hawaii doing right now? Aloha. Hawaii? I don't know how to properly pronounce it. I've actually never been to Hawaii. I should put that on my list. Places to visit. Apparently, Hawaii is going nuts with all the... Apparently, all these states that have opened up the restrictions, they're all flocking to Hawaii, and all the tourist spots in Hawaii is full of all the... our southern U.S. people who don't care about COVID. But hopefully you're having a lovely Wednesday. We're enjoying ourselves here. We're sort of having a chill Wednesday. We're doing an ingredient challenge. We got the plantains chilling in the boiling water and back. Thank you for that follow, Joshua. Welcome in. Doing a little flatbread. We got a little chicken and mushroom braise going on. We got some flatbread that I'm trying to burn. Bottle. Which means pre-roll ad. These bigger ones, these last two are a bit thicker than the other two, than the other four. Yeah, it's sort of flatbread, had Mama Bear. It's not, it's sort of yeast flatbread, sort of not. It's more, I made a yeast flatbread and didn't give it proper time to rise. Because we're just sort of hanging out and having fun. There's some garlic, some onion powder, a whole bunch of real garlic, olive oil. That's some of that real garlic in there. Here's our last piece of flatbread. Foodland. Oh, we have former neighbors here. Battle time. We shall do our battle. Easy win. Easy win. Quiet J getting those kills. Entropy with the assist. Tahiti Lady and Red Nut getting those rewards. Congrats. And yeah, let's do one more here. Let's start up top here. We'll also do a little battle planning in this sense. See how our last piece of bread is looking here. Yep, I let that sit a little too long. Not too long, but on the edge of too long. Wouldn't want to hold that on. Oh, do I have that available? Yeah, let's use that. Okay, bread's done. Let's give this last one a try here, and we'll hold the rest of these until with dinner. Got some nice pockets going. Nice and airy bread, even though it's a flatbread. I don't know. I feel older every day I wake up, and I don't exactly like it. Or is that some special Hawaii thing? And pour the last little bit of chicken stock here into a bowl, just a hot hold, because we're going to use some of this with our plantains. Certainly not all of it. Actually, I might as well take all of these off the heat. Leaf's face. Very tasty stuff all by itself. I'm cool with that. So I scored all these before I boiled them. Wow, nice voice crack there. Not liking how this one cooked. This one's like... These ones feel like they're cooked and they're... somewhat lost some of their structure. This is like still solid. We'll definitely use this one for the Foster. But yeah, that's still not quite feeling cooked through, and I don't know if that's because it's a little past prime or not sure what that is. Certainly didn't want to peel as easy as the other one. Yeah, see how this one doesn't want to peel either. Yeah, not liking the way that one looks. Nice Tahiti lady. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't quite get a chance to mention it, but during the AFK, but I saw you posted in the food area. Thank you, thank you. You are all welcome to add your own meals and favorite photos and all that to the Discord. Please do, please do. Okay, these are looking much nicer than these two. These I'm going to use for the Foster. Those I'm going to mash. So I add these into the pan here for our mashed plantains. These ones I'm going to chop. Or rather slice. But for anyone new in here, we do have the Discord vote going. We have this week's new vote starting here between Kosher Pickles and Vegemite. This is Vegemite's second return to final dinner voting. I think this is the only second one that's made it to dinner voting twice now. And it's a tie vote right off here. We got 2 votes for both of them. I was sort of looking for... someone had mentioned the sandwiches where they were made with hollowed out pickles. I think that might happen if pickles win. But Vegemite, I've been really digging Vegemite since I bought that earlier this year or late last year. I've been putting that in all sorts of stuff, so I'm actually sort of psyched for either one of these. But let's see what we got here in our food picks. Got our shrimp dish here from Tahiti Lady. Her dinner tonight. That looks yummy, yummy. Shrimp with cauliflower rice. Yum, yum. And you can find all my... we have Minmus Men had some meat porn here. We got some short ribs. We got some steak. Yum, yum. You have my Dutch baby pancake from last Sunday with chicken and salad. Red Nut with his dinner recently. Oh wow, we've had all sorts of people. Red Nut's been posting some stuff here too. I didn't notice that. What is it? We got, looks like a Caesar salad almost. We had Obe with his garlic sausage. Look at all that garlic. Oh, that garlic. You gotta love garlic if you're gonna have that much garlic in a sandwich. Some smoked meats. Meat. Then we have chicken and dumplings from past stream. The Dulce de Leche brownies. Those were amazing. And last week's challenge where we had corn dogs and corn dog sandwiches and all sorts of corn dogginess. That is the last week of our food picks. Nice, Red Nut. Garlic leaf cream. Nice. Not too far off what we got here. I got a little garlic, or a little bacon. I gotta do steak Diane sometime soon. Or the steak au pav. I need me some peppery steak in my life. Potato masher. Still a little tough here. So I'm going to give these a little bit more of a boil, I think. They were feeling... I thought they were maybe soft enough to mash, but I guess not. I mean, these do have starch to them, so they gotta be cooked. Meanwhile, our chicken thighs just simmer away into deliciousness. Yeah. This needs to happen. That needs a little acid to cut it. It's got great flavor, but it needs a bit of acid. camera. Sorry about that. Let's add a little sherry vinegar in there. I mean, you already have the wine in there. I'm sort of surprised that it's not... that it still sort of needs a little acid. But it does. It needs a little more love. Thank you, Miss Lisa Face. Appreciate the love. Just Google it. It's a pretty common type of steak. Most different steak names you'll find are less to do with the actual steak and more to do with what you're doing with your reduction sauce that's going with the steak. Whether it's a sauce full of butter and tarragon or full of pepper like a pav, or a little mustard. There's all sorts of different variations on what you're doing with, essentially with the demi-glace that's going along with your steak. It has a lot less to do with how you're doing your steak. It's just in New York. Yeah, there's always those dishes that Mom made them her way, and you're never quite going to figure out how, it was probably because they used some odd ingredient that you didn't think about, or something like that. Cheers. There's always some, the type of soup they use, or, the specific variety of what ingredient they had that just sort of makes the whole dish work a different way. Sort of like the other night when I made that, 2 weeks ago when we had the canned green beans challenge, and I did the canned green bean casserole recipe, and it turned out absolute horde because I used not the traditional canned green beans and not traditional Campbell's cream mushroom and not the French's onions. I can never replicate my mom's chocolate chip cookies either. She's always like, I just follow the Betty Crocker recipe, and mine will be completely different from hers. Yep, entropy. Well, I always wonder if my mom's recipe for chocolate chips maybe has more butter in whatever specific addition she has or something, because hers are always like super thin and crispy and have a great spread to them. They nicely brown. Actually, really close to those charcoal cookies I made. Her cookies are very close to those. Those were really good, too. And I say this having done the... I mean, I was raised in her house. I've done the cookies with her probably, 24 times. Tomato sauce, Worcestershire, thickened cream, and garlic. I might go with actually tomato paste. Maybe you should try tomato paste with that one. I think of tomato sauce and ketchup as being... Ketchup I think of being probably too sweet. And tomato sauce I think of being too watery. I want to add that... If I'm making a sauce, I want that, like, deep, rich, whole umami tomato. And not, like, watered down. But that is sort of like umami steak, too, if you look at those ingredients. I mean, you have garlic and tomato that both have MSG of, a type of MSG in them. Worcestershire, which is just like pure umami. And thickened cream. It's like... It's like umami sauce with cream. Yeah, tomato sauce here in the States I think of as being pretty watered down compared to... But I'm thinking, like, do I even have one? Yeah. Like, some of this stuff, out of the squeeze tube, heavy duty, thick tomato. Oh yeah, at the same time, if I had tomato sauce in my shelf and no tomato paste in the fridge, tomato sauce is going in that recipe. Nice, Red Nut. Apparently the bot doesn't like the words weirdos or fish. I just allowed both. I'm also going to cut this in half here. Don't do that to your knife. That's horrible to do with your knife. You end up touching some part of your knife against the metal, and metal just gives you a dull knife. Last 5 minutes, get your units on my field. I'm hungry. Food's not ready yet. Actually, as I think about it, Red Nut, tomato sauce, even though it's watered down here, much more common here than Vegemite. I've lived here in the States my entire life. This is literally the first year that I have had Vegemite in my kitchen. To toy around, to use with. Been thrown in all sorts of things. So we're sorry that tonight's dinner got sort of bogged down by waiting on things to cook tonight. I try to avoid that a bit in my streams, but guess sometimes you just can't avoid it. Just hanging out waiting for things to finish cooking. All sorts of people in the stream raiders tonight. Thank you for all the help tonight. I'm still enjoying this. I'm gonna be done with this wine before I'm even eating dinner tonight. I guess it's okay because the wine, while I've been enjoying it, probably is not gonna go well with Plantains Foster. Pre-roll time. There's some rockin' songs on this service, and I haven't even really gotten into. I mean, this is all blues and jazz. Isn't even their like rock stuff. Battle! To battle! They're all running away. They're going away from us. They're afraid. Victory. Victory. Red Nut getting those kills, Entropy with the assists. All sorts of people helping out with that battle. Entropy, Tahiti Lady, and Red Nut with the golden scrolls. Nice reward there. And continue on the bottom route here. If you want to put some rogues out there, I'm cool with that, but majority of us down here, so. We now have floating plantains, which is a good sign. I like that emote, Tahiti Lady. I think they're, I know they may have cultural bad references, but I find most of the Peepo stuff cute. We'll cut the heat on that again. give this a strain and see where we're at with our plantains now. See if we're mashable now. Careful with lots of steam. It's easy to burn yourself with lots of steam. It's very hard to judge when you're going to burn yourself with steam. That's really the thing, is it just burns you. You don't really have time to react to steam. Let's see if these are mashable now. Oh yeah, there we go. So we'll add some chicken stock to the party. We'll add some butter to that party. More or less treating them like mashed potatoes here, although if you've had plantains before, you know they have a bit of a... They're a little bit more like a sweet potato. They got a bit of sweetness to them. They got a bit of banana-like flavor to them. But they are certainly not bananas at the same time. Add some salt in here. Put a lid back on those, allow those to hang out and stay warm. Now we're going to get into dessert time here. I'm going to take these and set them back here to just stay warm and cozy. And then back here we're going to start some butter frying. We'll add all of these in there, allow them to continue cooking, maybe get a little color on them before we get into adding sugar and booze. Oops. Need a little bit more butter tonight. pan shaking. We're pan shaking. What do we want to use for this? I'm thinking we might use a little dark rum. Maybe a little Grand Marnier, since we don't have any orange. And, yeah, a little Bacardi, too. We're going to booze up some plantains here tonight. That's something you don't see me do very often. I don't do a lot of pan flipping on stream. None of my pans are really, other than my one, like, saute pan. This bad boy. I don't really have a lot of pans with nice sloped edges that are good for flipping and tossing. Okay, adding the sugar now. Guesstimating that was about 1/3 of a cup, but reality is it's just what was left in the bag. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Grand Marnier stuff that I enjoy, and I don't really do a lot of that. Like, we should do like a Grand Marnier souffle one of these days, sort of Morton style. I'm just going to warn you guys ahead of time, I'm not going to try and flame this. I do not have a commercial hood. I don't have the setup to properly flame this. I'm not looking to create a fire. If I was in a commercial kitchen, if I was in my mobile kitchen where I have a proper hood, heck yeah, let's flame this thing up. Not tonight, folks. Apologize for that, but that's not in the plans for tonight. It is great fun when you're sitting at the table and they hit that with the flame. But we are going to hit that with some serious alcohol. So many Chinese and small family places have closed down in the last year, too. I feel so sorry for all these family joints that... I mean, they're essentially been forced to shut down for a year now. Or to try and play games opening with, like, maybe a quarter of your staff at best. Need some ice cream to put over our Plantains Foster over here, so... Okay, booze time. I'm actually going to turn the flame off. Okay, screw it. There we go. We flamed them. Yeah, it's a shame, Red Nut. All because of politics. Okay, flame off on that. That is now getting to the point where it's starting to thicken up again. So we're good to pour that over our ice cream. Yum. That looks delicious. Grab a quick photo of this before it completely melts. Okay. Focus. There we go. That's looking lovely to me. Let's make a plate up here. Or rather, a bowl. We have our mashed plantains. Tonight's ingredient. Got ourselves a turkey thigh, or a chicken thigh and leg. Turkey thigh. Don't know where I came up with that. We'll skip the other parts there. And our onions, shiitakes, onions, and garlic. Forgot something. There we go. A little greenage with our, little herbage with our chicken and plantains. And a little flatbread. Nice. Give it a little main view for everyone. See all that lovely color in person. Up close. Mushrooms, chicken, some of our lovely flatbread here. See how we're doing on Stream Raiders here. Got another 7 minutes there. I think we're gonna finish this one off stream tonight. See if we can't find someone to give a host to tonight. Hopefully someone that hasn't logged off as we're just about ready to raid, like on Sunday. Sorry about that for anyone who's here on Sunday. Unfortunately, a person I was hoping to send you all off to decided to call it a night right when I did so. Are they still on? I think they finished up. That's a bummer. I had someone in mind and I think they're done already. I think they're done and gone for the evening. Well, why don't we go and hang out with Mr. Horologist? Send you all off. We got another 5 minutes till the battle. I think we'll finish that off stream tonight, Tahiti Lady. I think I'm gonna send everyone off here to Mr. Horologist. Wonderful streamer. Breaks apart and fixes watches live on stream. I find it absolutely fascinating. Gets me enthralled, sort of like, you know, watching a flame sort of a thing. It's sort of like oddly satisfying. Want to thank everyone for joining me. I will be back here on Friday, obviously, doing fish and chips. And we'll be doing the crepa chungas here on Sunday, or at least trying them, seeing how they turn out, trying out a new recipe without anything to guide me along the way. Could be a disaster, could be amazing. Hope you join me for that. I hope you all have a great evening, and thank you for joining me tonight. Goodbye now.